Hey everyone, Forever LEGO Studios here. Welcome back to another video. And guys, today we have a kind of special video. As you guys can see, we have the UCS Millennium Falcon kind of just chilling right here on the table. So this was an idea I had right after I actually got this thing built and whatnot. And something that I really thought would be a cool idea is kind of compared to like my other custom vehicles or minifig scale vehicles. Because as you guys know, that the UCS Millennium Falcon is actually minifig scale. For those of you who don't know what that stands for, basically it is a ship or vehicle that is directly scaled to a minifigure. So in universe, take the minifigure as a person, I guess you could say, and that is the scale it would be. So right now we do have Han Solo kind of just playing the scale and seeing like that is how large it would be to a minifigure. So basically in the video I'm going to be showcasing like what it looks like right next to like a bunch of different vehicles. Currently we of course have the Slave one. I do have a lot of minifig scale vehicles, so I was going to show it off like with the TIE Fighters and the Razor Crest and whatnot. So I thought it'd be a really cool idea because, you know, it's not normal that you get to see all these like minifig scale vehicles. First off, of course, we do have the one ship that versus the Falcon. We have the Slave one or UCS Slave one. And this thing is a beautiful set. This was my first UCS set. As you guys know, that this is also minifig scale, and it just looks so cool next to it. This is one of my favorite angles. I've actually had this like this past couple days, so getting to see both of them right next to each other is just super exciting. Next off, of course, we are going to be showing the next vehicle right now. Next, we have the Republic Gunship compared to the Falcon. This is the minifig scale gunship that I've been using in my previous mock series, building Camino. If you guys haven't checked it already, I definitely recommend you do. But yeah, it's really interesting to see this because like the gunship itself is pretty good size, as you can see by the table, and then just compared to the Falcon, it's like holy cow, that's quite smaller than that. I also do quickly want to point out, I forgot to mention this at the beginning, my voice sounds a little weird. This past week I actually lost my voice and I'm slowly getting it back, so hopefully you guys can stay through that. But yeah, the gunship is actually pretty cool seeing it compared to that. But yeah, seeing that and then just noticing this giant thing, it's definitely pretty sizable. Now I do want to point out that this gunship, again, this is minifig scale. I really enjoy the gunship. But again, seeing it right next to each other is pretty nuts. Again, all these vehicles that I will be showing are going to be minifig scale, so they will be directly scaled and scaled correctly next to one another. So let's get up in the next one right now. Okay, so next vehicle we do have the Vulture Droid. Now, I know technically this wouldn't count as a vehicle, more as just a different version of the droid. But, you know, of course it is minifig scale, so I did want to, of course, showcase it in the actual video. But yeah, just seeing that, like, this is actually a decent sized vehicle. Like, this is bigger than the set. And, you know, comparing it to, like, the actual ship, like, this thing is completely tiny compared to the Falcon. Like, it can just fit right up there. So, I don't know, that's, in my mind, that's pretty funny. This thing's about to topple over because it always does. So yeah, so let's move on to the next one. Next, we have a more resistant, or not resistant, but rebellion ship. We have the Snowspeeder, the Larry's Lars version. And if for those who remember the old Hoth mock, shout out to you guys. But we do have that compared to the Falcon. Even then, it just, you know, it's just dwarfed by this Falcon. Like, everything in this, other than maybe the Slave one or possibly the Razor Crest. But what's really funny is I actually realized this before filming and whatnot. Taking this is basically the size of the cockpit. And what I mean by that is, like, it is the length and whatnot. So that's pretty funny in my opinion. But yeah, so if I ever do a size comparison in, like, another Hoth mock or whatever later down the road, this is kind of what that may look like. So let's move on to some bigger ships. And first of the TIEs, we do have the TIE Advanced Fighter, or Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. And this actually is a really cool combo because, you know, you have the Rebel ship and then of course you have the Vader's or Imperial ship right there. And it actually looks pretty nice together. Like, I really like the scaling. Again, these all are minifig scale. So seeing them once together, you know, it's actually pretty exciting in my opinion. But of course, there's a significant difference. This Falcon basically the idea of this Falcon is it is huge. Like, this is just comparing to these other scaled vehicles, and you know, I don't know, in my opinion, I thought it was really cool to get to see like all these vehicles compared to one another. We do have 2 more vehicles. We have another TIE Fighter, and of course we have the big Razor Crest. So let's get on with the rest of the video. Okay guys, so second to last vehicle. I do want to point out I will not be showcasing the AT-AT with this vehicle. Main reason is because of the fact that I don't want to go through the whole hassle of setting up the legs and stuff like that by myself, because for one, it is very difficult, and the last time it ended up being on its legs, it kind of came crashing down, and it took a month to rebuild it. So I will not be showcasing that, and honestly it's not that big a deal, because of course the walker would stand a much taller, but if I'm correct, this would be much longer. But we do have more accurate. We have the TIE Bomber. This of course did go against the Falcon in Empire Strikes Back, and this is actually a big ship. Like, this doesn't seem like too big on camera and whatnot, but this is actually really, it's a large ship. Like, it's, the whole thing is bigger than my hand and whatnot. So comparing it to the Falcon, it's actually really exciting, and like definitely gives me that feel like, man, I want to do something with the TIE Bomber and the Falcon. Maybe remake that scene where they're flying through the asteroids and whatnot. So definitely cool, definitely size comparable, and it can definitely fit in the collection and whatnot. So we do have one last vehicle that's going to be the last one and the biggest one. So let's see how the Falcon compares to the Razor Crest. Okay guys, so for the last ship, you guys can see it is the Razor Crest by RichBoyJhaes. Again, a lot of these creators did a fantastic job with all their minifig scaling it, as well as like the design of the ship. So huge shout out to Jay on this one. Again, the walker is technically to the right, but like I said a minute ago, it basically just be way too difficult to set up. Plus, technically, the Falcon is longer, but the walker, of course, is going to tower over it because it's stands pretty tall. But comparing the two ships, like, this thing is actually really exciting. It's probably my favorite comparison, other than maybe the Slave 1. But this is actually really exciting. You get to see like these 2 giant freighter ships. You have Han's giant Falcon, and then you have I forgot his name, but the Mandalorian's Razor Crest, and they actually scale. Again, they both are minifig scale, but like they really scale really well together. Like, I was not expecting that this thing would be that big compared to the Falcon. So it's actually really exciting. I really love this look right here, and yeah, I really hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, definitely show some love by smashing the like button. A lot of you guys, I really want to thank you all, because of the fact that we just hit 800 subscribers today, and I can't thank you guys enough. Again, if you enjoyed, smash the like button. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think was the coolest comparison of the Falcon and this. I do have another idea for another Falcon video. I'm going to try and do my best to, I'll use this thing in maybe a future mock and whatnot. So stay tuned for that. If you're new, definitely subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.